mean. Okay, which as I said was about like in terms of your marks and things like that. The other way we look at it, and this is usually the example I do all the time, so sorry for some people who have heard it before, is like an interview. Okay, so we're going to interview someone for a job. We're going to interview Marcus, you're just our example for everything, but you got nominated. We're going to interview Marcus for a job, okay, at KFC. Okay, so we're going to interview him for a job at KFC. Now, in terms of a job at KFC, what things are important in an interview that he shows us or tells us or gives us? What? Say again? Okay, so appearance. Don't write this down yet. We'll write it all down at the end. Okay, so appearance, we're going to give him a score out of 10 for appearance. Okay, that doesn't mean exactly what you look like. It means that you're dressed nicely, you're groomed, all those sort of things. Okay, what else might be important in terms, that would be appearance as well, I would say. Yeah? Good, okay, so let's say, rather than say his education, maybe we say like his CV or his resume. Okay, so his experience and also where he's been to school and that sort of thing. So let's go resume. What else might be important? Yeah?
Ability to cook chicken.
Okay, so his ability to do something. So maybe we'll say we do like a practical test. Cooking skills. All right, anything else? Customer service is important. All right. Now, so it's all those 4 things are important. Are they equally important? Okay, they're not equally important in terms of this. So what do you think we're going to give them as a weighting? So I'm not saying as a percentage. I'm just going to say like 1, 2, 3, or 4 in terms of like doubling them up. So if we said appearance was 1, we might say resume had double the weighting as 2 or something like that. So what do you reckon we should, what do you think's the least important?
I reckon appearance.
Appearance, because it's KFC, you're deciding it doesn't need to be as much. Okay, so let's go with appearance as 1. What's the next most important? Sorry, what's the least important?
Cooking skills.
Resume?
Because he could learn them on the job.
Yeah, good. So he's going to learn the cooking skills on the spot. All right, what's next? Resume. Okay, so we want to see if he's got some experience. Experience is good. And then what's the next one? That's pretty important. If you annoy a customer, you're going to get fired. So we want to make sure that they do the right thing. Yeah? So let's do customer service and resume as the same. So 3 and 3. Okay? Does everyone understand that? All right. So actually, we're not just going to look at Marcus. We're going to look at some other people too. So let's look at 2 people. Who else wants to go for the job at KFC? Joe. Okay. So Marcus goes to his interview and the interviewers go, yep, all right. Appearance. What do you get out of 10? Let's at least give him a 3. All right. Resume. What did he get for a resume? Has he had some other jobs? Has he gone to a good school? Has he got some apps? We've got to be nice in some places, okay? So, okay, 7. Cooking skills. So he did this practical test. He had to cook some chicken, and it went all right. What did he get? 5. Customer service. Was he friendly and nice, and could he do everything for customers? Okay, so let's go with an 8. All right, good. Okay, Joe. Joe walked in. His appearance was immaculate. He got a 9. All right, what did he get for resume? Okay, so resume, you haven't had a job before. You've gone to a good school, but you haven't had a job before, so we'll go with a 2. All right, cooking skills. You did your cooking. What did you get?
10.
He aced the cooking. It was perfect. They never tasted it so well. 10. All right. Customer service. Customer service. You annoyed someone. You were really nice to someone else, but then you annoyed someone else. So we got let's go with a 4. All right. Okay. So if you looked at these scores, you'd sort of go, okay, well, if we just did an average of these numbers, you'd get about a 6 around there for Marcus, and you'd get around 7 or so for Joe, okay? And so you go, okay, we'll just go with Joe, right? But we're looking at weighted averages. We're looking at having a weighting for each of these things, which is going to completely change. So let's just quickly have a look at what the actual mean would be. So 7, so if we look at the mean here, hang on a sec. For Marcus, we've got 10, 23 divided by 4 would be approximately. Yeah, no, that's fine. No, doesn't matter. I'll show you why in a sec. All right, so 10, 23 divided by 4, 5 point. It's about that. Okay, and Joe, we've got 25 divided by 4. So let's go with 6 point, approximately that. Yeah? So that's our normal mean, but we're not trying to find a normal mean. We're trying to find a weighted mean, all right? So that means that we need to pretty much, if we look at this, we're just going to use one of these numbers, then we're going to use 3 of these, 2 of these, and 3 of these. So we're going to sort of multiply them by the weighting. But if we multiply all these scores by the weighting, what do we divide by to get our mean? How many scores did we end up having? 1 here, 3 here, 2 here, 3 here. 9. We end up having 9 scores. So what we do is we multiply the score by the weighting, and then we divide, instead of by the number of scores, we divide by the number of weightings. All right, so let's just write, I'll do one and then we'll do these 2 and then we'll write some notes for it. So let's have a look at this. Did I tell you not to write down? Do you want to write this down? How about I'll let you write this down in a second. How about everyone listen up and we'll do it first, okay? I do need someone to have a calculator. So let's have a look at Marcus's weighted average. So what we do is we say there was one score of 3, so we go 3 times 1. Plus, there were 3 scores of 7 because we times each score by the weighting. Okay, so I go 7 times 3 plus 5 times 2 plus 8 times 3. And then we divide by 9, the number of weightings there are. And we get the score. What's that? 6.4, what? 4 recurring. Okay? Then we look at Joe's. Okay, and we're going to go, we got a 9, but one of them. Plus a 2 with 3. Plus a 10 with 2. Plus a 4 with 3. And then we divide that by 9. Can you just quickly just do those numbers, just make sure those means are about right? Sorry, for me. Okay, so can you see how with the weighting, how it changes? No, 4. So you add the numbers across and divide by 4. Can you guys see how the weightings change? Why did Marcus suddenly get so much higher? Because the scores he got higher numbers in were worth more. While Joe got these awesome scores, but they weren't weighted as highly. All right? So it's important that we look at the weighting, and that's how things are going to change when you've got a weighted mean. Okay? Yeah, good, perfect. So that's why this mean and this mean, so if we look at Marcus's mean can change from that to that with some weighting, and Joe's mean can change from this to this with some weighting. So they're completely different things. A weighted mean, you need to do that. Okay? So just in terms of words, to find your weighted mean, I'm going to get you to write all this down in a second. The weighted mean equals the sum of the scores times the mean. Sorry, scores times the weighting divided by the number of weightings. That hashtag isn't a hashtag, it's number, okay? Number of weightings. And that's pretty much it for this. Do we need to do another example, or are you guys okay with that? That's it. I'm going to give you some work. One more example. I'll do some homework examples on the board in a second, okay? But that's the lesson bit. Your homework will be, I'll set it up in a sec. No. I am going to tell them all. All right, is your 2C book, page 157 to 158, questions 1 to 7. and I'll help you with some of those questions as we go. Okay?